Well, greetings to all my fellow Florida Gator fans all across Gator Nation, wherever you're viewing this video from. I just wanted to make a quick video of my predictions of what the 2018 Gator season is going to look like in terms of wins and losses. I am a lifelong Florida Gator fan, and these past few years in the post-Urban Meyer era, and even the last year of Urban Liar, I should say, been very painful for all of us. I know, having to endure first the wonderfulness that was Moose Dump and his idiocy on the sidelines and his absolute inability to develop anything that looked like an offense, and followed that up very quickly, not quick enough, but quickly, with Shark Humper, Mr. Aw Shucks Midwestern, never seen an SEC game before up close in my life. Yes, I know he was an Alabama assistant, but that aw shucks Midwestern attitude just don't cut it at the University of Florida or in Gainesville. And he, if we can believe it, was probably even worse than Moose Dump. Between the two of them, they set our program back years. And now that we finally have an adult in the room in the form of Dan Mullen, it's still going to take a couple of years to rebuild the wreckage that was started under Urban Liar, continued under Moose Dump, and then was accelerated into infamy by Shark Humper. 4-7 is unacceptable. 4-7 is unacceptable even to Vanderbilt, and they're a perennial 4-7 team. But I don't see that happening this year to our beloved Gators. I'm going to go through these games fairly quickly. I mean, I'm not Uncle Lou. I don't have fancy videos. I don't have a cast of characters, including, by the way, Lou, Gatorback Steve. I guarantee you no Gator fan has ever seen a guy that looks like Gatorback Steve. That doesn't exist. You need to update the caricature. Having said that, I'm not him. I'm not as bombastic as him. Wish I was. He's a funny guy. And I don't have the video trickery that he does, so I'm just going to keep it simple. Win or lose. Looking at week 1, which is only in a day or so from this when I made this video. Charleston. Win, obviously. Going to be a good opportunity to get our new offense a chance to flex its muscles. I know that Felipe Franks is our starting quarterback. To me, that makes sense. You know, maybe not Dan Mullen's prototypical quarterback, but compared to Trask and I believe the other guy's name is Evans, he knows the system. He has real-world firepower offense experience. And I think Mullen's going to develop him into a serviceable quarterback by the time his career ends. Is he going to be Tim Tebow-like? Is he going to be Werfel-like? Is he even going to be Rex Grossman-like? Who knows? Do I see him with a statue in front of the swamp? No. But I see him as a serviceable quarterback that'll get us through until one of Mullen's boys shows up. So a win at Charleston, or is it Charleston Southern? I've seen them written differently. I think that's a good start. Next game is Kentucky at home. Win. Come on, Kentucky's been our rhymes with itch since Reagan was president. I don't see any reason why Kentucky is going to all of a sudden rise up and become something that can beat the Gators, especially in the swamp. So easy win there. Another good chance to flex our offense and gets us started on SEC play at 1-0. Colorado State, win. Come on, Colorado State. When you're in a state where your best team is Colorado, come on, they don't take football seriously. They're more interested in sliding down mountainsides on pieces of wood and getting high. You know, Give me a break. At Tennessee, win. Come on. Tennessee is the worst team in the SEC. At this point, they're riding an 8 or 9 game losing streak in the SEC. I looked at their schedule. I don't see them becoming anything near what you would call a winner in the SEC for years. They're starting a new coach. Their coaching fiasco, well, they go through like 17,000 coaches before they found one poor schmuck that decided to take the job probably as a resume enhancer until he can go find a real job as, I don't know, dog pound manager. Come on. Tennessee's a joke. We'll handle them easy. We're going to embarrass them in their own stadium. And it'll be fun for us. It won't be pretty for them. I expect the stadium will be empty at halftime. Mississippi State, Dan Mullen's old stomping grounds, at Mississippi State. Sorry, guys. Loss. Mississippi State's going to be amped up to, their amp is going to be turned up to 12. They're going to be pissed off the way Mullen left. They're going to want to stick it to his new team. They have a better quarterback than we do. Their team is probably more settled than we are. There's going to be cowbell out the wazoo. Come on. We're going to take a loss here. We just got to own up to the fact that we're losing this game. Next week, at home against, as Lou calls them, the Corn Dogs, LS Who. I think we can get a win here. I know we lost last year at home, and I know we won the year before at Death Valley. But I think I'm agreeing with other folks on YouTube. Ogeron is in over his head. By this point in the season, I bet you he's swimming against the tide for his job. I think there's going to be disarray in the locker room. It's at home. It's in the swamp. It's a revenge game from last year. I think we're the better team. I think we're definitely a better coach. And we're going to win this one. And then at Vandy, please win. Come on. At Vandy, I've been to games in Nashville at Vanderbilt Stadium, whatever the hell they call that place. There have been more Gator fans than Vanderbilt fans in their own house. Vandy's a scrimmage. Vandy's a high school team that's been taking vitamins. They're nothing. We're not going to... I know they play us tough all the time, but Vandy's not a team that we're going to lose to. So we go into the bye week right there, and we're at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 6-1. So by this point, we're bowl eligible. We've already gotten 2 more wins than we did all last year. And we're probably feeling pretty good about ourselves. And we roll into Jacksonville, and we get boat raced. We're going to get beat, guys. Georgia at this point has been recruiting better than we have. They got more studs on both sides of the line. I think we're going to keep it closer than 42-7, 41-7. I think we'll keep it a little bit more competitive than that. But, guys, I hate Georgia as much as the next guy. I lived in Metro Atlanta for 10 years. I was a lone Gator in a sea of red and black. I love my Gators, but we got to be honest with ourselves. We're losing this game. Hopefully not by much. Hopefully we don't get embarrassed on national television, but we're losing the game. Go back home, Missouri, win. We can beat Missouri even though their quarterback is going to put up ridiculous... He'll put up video game numbers throughout the... I wouldn't be surprised, like others have predicted, including Uncle Lou, 4,000 yards passing in the year for Drew Lock. He is that damn good. But he's got no running game. It's a one-dimensional offense, and I think our defense can stop him enough. And I think our offense by this point in the year is going to be good enough that we can win this game. At home the next week, South Carolina, the return of Moose Dump. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry about that. That was my bad. I hit my tripod. Okay, got it back. Moose Dump, the return of the idiot. Coach Boom and the Boom Chickens win. Barely. But I think we can win it. I mean, he's got an experienced quarterback. You know, his team isn't half bad. But I think at home, we can pull it out and win this game. Idaho. Idaho? Idaho? I don't know. Somebody to hoe. But all I know is whatever hoe shows up is going to lose. Idaho. I mean, in a battle of cooking French fries, okay, I'll give them the win. But in a battle of football, Idaho, you're hopeless. Why don't you just not show up, take the check, and let us have the win so we can have a bye week. At Florida State. Oh, dear God. I've been back and forth on this game for a while. Been thinking about it. Both teams are going to have new coaches. Our coach is more, I would argue, more proven than their coach. Their coach hasn't really got a lot of experience as a head coach. I don't think he's experienced a rivalry game quite like Florida State, but then again, his last job, he did have a rivalry game at the end of the year. He's implementing a new offense. We're implementing a new offense. They have questions at offensive line and at quarterback. Well, their quarterback maybe is a little more settled than ours. We have some questions, but hopefully all those questions on both sides have been worked out by now. It's in Tallahassee. That's a big problem. I'm going to have to be honest. Loss. Hopefully it's a competitive game. Hopefully it's a good game. Hopefully we can win the game. But it's a loss. 9-3. Damn sight better than 4-7. Damn sight better than we've been doing for a while. 9-3. We go to a bowl game. Not going to be a New Year's Day bowl game, but it'll hopefully be a decent bowl game. And hopefully we win. End the year at 10-3. And have a good year. Start our recruiting. Start hammering it hard. Maybe, we get lucky and we have a better record or as good a record as Florida State and as good a record as Miami, and we can start hammering the recruiting fields and build ourselves up a team that can compete with Georgia again. Not to mention Alabama, the 800-pound, pardon the pun, elephant in the room that from the West that everyone has to deal with at some point. But right now we have to worry about competing with Georgia in the East, and they're a tough nut to crack. But we'll get back there. I have every confidence. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Orange and blue and bold, till I'm dead and cold. I am a Florida Gator. I bleed orange and blue. Your approval is not necessary. Go Gators.